Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the One of One Card Show. And in this week's episode, we're going to be looking at the best year from the WWE Women's Division throughout SummerSlam history. We are just a few days away from SummerSlam 2025, which is actually the first time in WWE history that SummerSlam is going to be two nights, both Saturday and Sunday. So I think it's a good time to reflect on WWE history by looking at the best ring gear from the women's division throughout its history. So just a few things before we start our top 10 list is there's going to be no repeats. So you're not going to see, the same superstar featured multiple times, and you're not going to see any managers in the list. So before we continue though, let's make sure we are liking and subscribing to the One of One Cards channel on both YouTube and Instagram. Thank you very much. So let's begin. Coming in at number 10, we have Alexa Bliss from SummerSlam 2017. In this event, Sasha Banks ended up defeating Alexa Bliss to win the WWE Raw Women's Championship. This is quite an iconic look from Alexa Bliss. When you think of Alexa Bliss from the late 2010s, you're probably going to be thinking of this look. It's definitely one with her pink and black gear that stands out to me most. It's her as, in her goddess phase, with you can see the skeleton gloves that are in the pink and the black. You can see the accents with the blonde hair with the pink accents as well. So this is definitely one of Alexa Bliss's, more iconic looks in her early years within WWE on the main roster. Now, coming in at number 9, we have Io Sky. After a triple threat match at SummerSlam 2023 between Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair, we see Io Sky, who had just won the Money in the Bank ladder match a few weeks earlier. She ended up cashing in on Bianca Belair and ended up winning. So Bianca Belair ends up losing to Io Sky. You could see Io Sky celebrating with damage control for her victory. And we see Io Sky having a very, very iconic look. It's mostly purple, but there's just so many other colors that are going on with like rainbow feathers. And, you see just a bunch of stuff going on with that look. Very, very Toyotic look from Io Sky in this. There should have been lots of action figures and Funko Pops and, all that stuff made for this look. It's a very strong one. Now, coming in at number 8, this is one that many of you might be saying to yourself, how in the world can you include this? Well, I think it's a pretty interesting look. At SummerSlam 2021, Nikki ASH, almost a superhero, came into SummerSlam holding the WWE Raw Women's Championship and ended up losing in a triple threat that also included Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair ended up ended up winning the championship in it. Now, this is quite an interesting look. After years of having a kind of a mostly monochromatic look where she was wearing mostly like black colors. Nikki Cross ended up kind of going in a very different direction, and obviously with a very, very different gimmick, where she was the almost a superhero, kind of almost like I won't even say like a hurricane-esque look going on here. But she's obviously wearing lots of gold, lots of blue, and you can see butterfly accent as well in there. Very, very, strange gimmick around this time period. It was something that I still don't think the WWE universe and WWE fans fully understood what happened and fully understood how it got to that. But I just think it's, it's definitely a look that stands out. And, during the matches and everything, when she was doing a lot of the high flying moves, it was something that, you could definitely tell she was almost a superhero during the match. Now coming in at number 7, we have Another match from SummerSlam 2023. This is, the one right before Io Sky ended up, taking the belt from Bianca. We have Bianca Belair defeating Asuka, who was champion at the time, and Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. So this look coming in at number 7 is Asuka. Asuka is one of the more toyetic superstars in WWE history. I have right next to me. I have my daughter's figure of Asuka. Uh, but Asuka definitely has one of the more toyetic looks going. And this is something that just really stands out. Everything with Asuka's ring gear here is just incredible. You can see, it's kind of a mystical, menacing, majestic look, paying tribute to her Japanese heritage and background. She's got, a robe, a kimono-esque robe going on with kabuki-esque face paint in the mask that she had as well. Everything just stands out. Very, very, vibrant colors and just, really great with the gold and that greenish look going on with the outfit. Just something, again, Asuka must put a ton of time and effort, or whoever designs her ring gear, to create that. Because I will tell you, it stands out to me quite a bit. Yeah, just a, overall great match, very, very entertaining match at SummerSlam 2023, but, Asuka did not come out on top in the match. Now, coming in at number 6, we have SummerSlam 2024, where Nia Jax, who was the Queen of the Ring, ended up successfully defeating Bayley, who is champion, to win the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley in this match is coming out in almost like a Macho Man Randy Savage meets 2015, 2016 Bailey gear, kind of a cross between those two. It reminds me Bailey's gear right here, as you could see, especially like the jacket and just the really the neon colors. It almost reminds me of that new generation's WWF entrance. But it's definitely something that stands out in this. Obviously I wouldn't have it at number 6 if I didn't think it was that great. So yeah, really, really great colors, very, late 80s, early 90s glam look going on. Yeah, just a really great look. And she ended up losing the belt though that night. Now, coming in at number 5, this is the one of the few times that we're seeing here where Sasha Banks is on it, and it's in a match that also featured Alexa Bliss, who's also featured in at number 10. So Sasha Banks defeated Alexa Bliss to win the Raw Women's Championship, and Sasha Banks has a really, really standout look here, where she as the legit boss has like a mechanical, steampunk-ish headdress that kind of reminds one of like a halo or like a peacock tail. It's gold, bronze. Yeah, it just really stands out, especially with her hair. It's just a really vibrant look. And then during the actual match, she has the lime green with pink, with the black accents as well all around the gear. So again, that is just one of the more standout looks from Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné. So yeah, great look from Sasha Banks coming in at number 5. Now, coming in at number 4, we have Alundra Blaze. Now, you might be saying to yourself so far, Luke, we're seeing a lot of matches from the late 2010s. We're seeing a lot of matches from the 2020s. Why aren't we seeing anything from the late 80s, 90s, or 2000s? Well, that's just because there's just weren't a lot of women's matches in SummerSlam history for the women's division. But we have one over here. We see it's a match between two WWE Hall of Famers, Alundra Blaze, who was champion at the time, and she defeated Bull Nakano to retain the women's championship. So in this match, Alundra Blaze has a very, mid 1990s look going on, almost like an obviously it's not the same colors of it, but it's almost like an American Gladiator style look to her. It's something with, the flame graphics, going from red to yellowy orange, all to white. But it's definitely something that stands out. It's a really cool look. And you also have to give a shout out to Bull Nakano because she also has very strong ring gear in this match as well, but just didn't make the cut of the top 10. Yep. So you can see over here, very, very, mid 90s look. And I'm just always thinking anytime I see Alundra Blaze that she, when she eventually goes to WCW, is just going to toss that women's championship into the trash. Now, coming in at number three, we have Charlotte Flair. Now, anytime we have a list when it comes to ring gear, it should come to no surprise that you're going to have Charlotte Flair on the list. Charlotte Flair always brings her A game when it comes to ring gear, especially in SummerSlam 2018, where she ended up defeating SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella and Becky Lynch in a triple threat match. Now, this is a very strong, look for ring gear. Obviously, Charlotte Flair is paying tribute to her father, Ric Flair, with the, enormous pink robe, the bubblegum pink. Obviously, the feathery collar. That stands out. The all the glitter, the rhinestones. Again, such a strong look from Charlotte Flair as always when it comes to ring gear. But the one thing that stands out to me in this match, obviously, in addition to Charlotte Flair winning, you have to also give, Becky Lynch has some very strong ring gear as well. And match is a huge match in the history of WWE when you factor in what ended up happening. A lot of people, I think, thought Becky Lynch was going to win this match, but she didn't. And it's something that even though she didn't win the match, in the long run, it ended up making Becky Lynch an even bigger star and ended up putting her on the path to becoming the WWE Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania 35 in 2019. So you can't forget about that because that's such an iconic moment. Now, coming in at number two, we have Bianca Belair from SummerSlam 2021. Now, everybody thought that Bianca Belair was going to be facing off against Sasha Banks in this event. However, things changed quite a bit. Um, she ended up going on to defeat actually, she ended up losing to Becky Lynch. Now, for those of you who are unaware, if you follow Bianca Belair on social media, if you follow Bianca Belair on various sites like Instagram, and maybe you've been watching the newest show on Netflix, WWE Unreal, you will see that Bianca Belair makes all of her ring gear. So here she is, all that ring gear that stands out. It's such a great look. It's all of the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship belts that are all over her gear with EST, along with her, her Kiss logo and the jacket as well. That's so unbelievable that Bianca Belair is able to make that. So as we were saying, it looked like Bianca Belair was going to be facing Sasha Banks, but no. Becky Lynch ended up making a surprise return after being on maternity leave for most of 2020, leading up to the birth of her child, as well as all throughout 2021, because of her being on maternity leave. So Becky Lynch makes the surprise return. She ends up eventually turning heel after this match and shockingly defeats Bianca Belair in just about like 30 seconds. A lot of people were not happy with that. I was stunned myself that it happened after Bianca Belair had such a great run with the title, had such a great win at the WrestleMania, just a couple months prior to that. Kind of strange booking, but it eventually paid out for a longer story line, I would say, with Bianca and eventually winning the title the following year at WrestleMania 38. Now, again, major shock right there. Coming in at number one, though, we have at SummerSlam 2022, we have Bianca Belair, who's champion, defeating Becky Lynch to retain the WWE Raw Women's Championship. This gear from Becky Lynch is absolutely insane, and an insane in a good way. It's like a futuristic, like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdomes type look where you got like orange, gold, white, and black all coming in, especially with, and then those like crazy sunglasses that Becky Lynch has on. She's got like the vest, the black vest going on with like a train riding behind her. It's just such a crazy and exciting look. Like a lot of work goes into designing the outfits for WWE wrestlers like a Becky Lynch, like a, Bianca Belair, like even, Seth Rollins. It goes, a lot of stuff goes into that. And, that's what we're here for. We're recognizing the unbelievable looks of these wrestlers. So, one quick thing before we end up wrapping things up. Also, want to give a shout out to Bianca Belair for her ring gear at SummerSlam 2022 that took place in Nashville, Tennessee. So, Bianca, who is from Tennessee herself, from Knoxville, she ended up putting together kind of a denim-based outfit going on there. Again, that shout out to Bianca for just all of the unbelievable ring gear that she always puts into it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. I hope you enjoy SummerSlam 2025 or whenever you're watching. Maybe you're watching SummerSlam 2026. Who knows? Have a wonderful time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the One of One Cards channel on both YouTube and Instagram. Have a wonderful day, and I hope that you enjoyed all of the picks that I had.